This is an explicit podcast. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 49 of the Age of Sigbrah podcast. I'm Gary Hennessy and with me as always we have...
Andy Talbot.
Hello Andy, how are you?
I'm alright mate, how are you?
Yeah, it's weird.
How do we do this again?
Yeah, well, we'll do it just as well as we did before, I feel. So. We've already fucked it up a couple of times, so we're looking...
That's standard.
Exactly, yeah, we're looking good. I'll definitely take the time to edit it all. So, right, we're going to do it properly.
What?
Sponsors. Yeah,
So it has changed.
Yeah, it has. We've had a massive rebrand to do stuff properly. So, sponsors. First up, we've got the fantastic Mierce Miniatures. So that is MIERCE-miniatures.com.
Professionals.
There we go. That's it. They're going to pull the sponsorship. We don't want that fucked up.
No, definitely not.
So they make the Darklands miniature game. And also have got some pretty sweet alternate models for AOS, which we'll talk about in a bit when we get to catch up and hobby section.
Yeah, you've been working on some cool bits, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. Really cool. So who else do we have?
Then we've got the lovely Element Games, elementgames.co.uk. You all know them, you all love them. Great service.
Yeah.
They've also got some really cool new laser cut tokens and stuff like that. Like there's some Nurgle flies and stuff.
Yeah, you just showed us the fly. Yeah, I hadn't noticed those.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So I think obviously where they've got their really cool movement trays, their MDF movement trays that they're producing, they've also then moved into making some objective markers. Nice. So go check them out. That's really cool. They've also got the Element Games Grand Slam coming up, and that's the Age of Sigmar Grand Slam. I think it's the second year that it's run now. We went there last year.
Yeah.
It was a really good event. I think it's 25th and 26th of August this year. £40 a ticket, including lunch both days, and you also get like a 1k optional event on the Friday.
Yeah, that's so cool. Also a thing that they did, and I'm pretty sure I read they did it this year. If they didn't, sorry. But they also get a pizza or food on the Saturday night.
Yes,
which was really different to most events. And
that's
it's like,
it. Yeah,
like, that's really cool. Like that's
large
just not
Domino's pizza.
Yeah, you just don't have to worry about anything. Then it's all there, and hopefully they do the quiz again because that was
that was
really fun last time.
That was good.
That was
it was
cool.
just an all round good event. So looking forward to going back again this year. I think.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Right, so first episode back.
Yeah. Really weird it's episode 49. It would have been nice if we just could be asked to do one more episode and then
come back on
the 50.
Yeah, well, you know, counting.
That's prima donnas
that is pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. Saying that, thank you to everyone that's kept in touch with us.
It has
hiatus.
been. Yeah, there's been a really nice kind of swell of people asking, kind of, are we coming back? It'd be really nice to have you recording back. So, gutted we are.
Yeah, it's happening. Oh well.
For all those that didn't miss us.
Yeah, all those who actively say they're glad we're not here. Sorry, we're recording again. Right. But in saying that, I've got to admit, it's done its job. Hiatus, it's been nice to not have to, plan stuff and organise stuff and edit. So it's been nice. But I think it's a good, with everything going on with Age of Sigmar at the moment.
Yes,
I think it's a perfect time to come back.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's plenty to talk about, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Should we start out really quickly though with a bit of news from the podcast?
Yeah.
So, people looking at their podcatchers may have noticed that we've got a new logo.
Yeah.
Very spooky and malign portents-esque, some might say. So that's been designed for us by the lovely Tom Hewitt.
So Battle Roll
on Twitter. So he's designed us a new Malign Portents theme, and also after Malign Portents, then we've also got the same kind of new logo running after that. So really happy that we've got that sorted.
Yeah.
I think it's quite cool. Really like it.
Yeah,
nice, fresh new update.
Yeah, it's nice. Basically, it's nice to come back on that as well. Like a nice spooky logo.
Yeah, definitely.
Scares me. So, hobby. Brilliant. Hobby Andy. Now this is a big deal because we've not recorded in a long time.
No, I haven't done anything.
I swear, believable. But it's I think you have done some.
Yeah, so I think last time we recorded, it was actually it was covering like Facehammer GT last year.
Wow, really?
And
Shit,
also
son.
the release of Shadespire.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's gone well.
Yeah,
I think mainly because we hyped it.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's mostly down to us.
Yeah, I think
it's not like...
that episode where we did like 15 minutes and got a lot of rules wrong.
Definitely.
I think really sunk in.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. I actually went up to Blood and Glory, specifically to play in the Shadespire Grand Clash that was up there. That was a real good event.
It looked real. I was following it on Warhammer TV and the community stuff. It looked awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I mean, I went up there actually on my Todd, but obviously met a fair few people up there, and just it was just really nice to hang out. Like the seminars and stuff up there were really good. Yeah, and like just the Grand Clash was just really. It just got me really into the mindset of what Shadespire was. Yeah. So after we got all those rules wrong, it made sure that I actually learned what the game was really about.
Yeah, which is good. That's nice. But I admit it was really odd because I was probably jealous of you going to that more than like if you were playing the full event, because I kind of like the idea of just going to a tournament and hanging out.
Honestly, it was great.
Like, especially like where you've actually got something to do on like the Friday, so you are playing something. Yeah. And then over the weekend, it's like, oh, I don't actually have. And you filled in, didn't you, a couple of times playing? Yeah, that was it. So you still got a couple of games of AOS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was quite nice. So obviously, I travelled up on the Friday morning. It's about a 4-hour drive to Derby, something like that from here. And just played Shadespire in the evening, went to one of the seminars, and then on the Saturday they needed a spare player, so I got to play 2 games.
That's really
on the Saturday.
That's really nice. I like that a lot.
And then I went home early on the Sunday morning.
Man.
It was really nice.
I have to change my trousers. That sounds like the perfect event.
It's honestly, it's great. Yeah. Just got to hang out with people. It's brilliant.
It looked to me like Blood and Glory in general.
It was really good.
Looked really cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So should we do, like, as it's been so long, should I do one and then you do one as the, like, hobby updates, and then we'll
Yeah.
So go on then. So one thing that you've been up to then.
So as I alluded to earlier, with the Mierce segment, I say segment. I suppose like a minute is a segment.
Professional sponsorship.
Yeah. It's been working on their Blight Beasts.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of I was talking before about their like bigger version that's kind of like Great Unclean One-y.
Yeah, it's about similar size.
Yeah. Maybe not of the new one, but the older one. But the I think it actually will work really well as like a Nurgly Demon Prince now.
Oh yeah,
rather than a Great Unclean One. But these are like their smaller versions, so I'm using them as some alternative Beasts of Nurgle.
Cool.
Because I like the GW one, super cool. Like it's really nice to build in that. It's just if you want to run multiples, although it's got lots of different options, it's still in the same pose.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen one in the flesh, and I have to be honest, out of the whole Nurgle release, it's probably my least favourite.
You're not really that bothered. I think it's cool. Yeah. It's the fact that it's one pose. Yeah. If I want to run multiple, then although it's really cool that you can change all the bits up, it's still that one pose.
Yes, I get it.
So it's nice to have these guys, and they're really cool. They're like they're a little bit smaller than the new Beasts of Nurgle, but I put them on 60 mils and they look fine. Oh, good. Like they were, and they're super characterful. Yeah. There's like the 2 I'm using. There's one that kind of has like a 1 eye skull, and then there's one that's like bubbling away in tar, kind of slimy tar.
Oh, that's really cool.
He's really cool. So I've got those of like when I eventually run, what I'll probably do, I really want to run the Porticulus battalion with him and 6 beasts.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably use 3 of the Mierce ones, 3 of the GW ones.
Yeah, be good.
And then it's like a bit of a mix then. But
cool.
they're really sweet. So hopefully get some WIPs up on them soon. So that's my step 1.
Yeah.
What's your step 1?
Another event that I went to. We actually
not sure that's hobby, but okay.
Well, why not? why the hell not?
Yeah, that's
you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So I went to the Dorset Masters. Which was something that Chris Tomlin of the Black Sun came up with, which is obviously based similarly on the Bad Dice rankings for the overall Masters. This was done for anybody based in Dorset and kind of like some surrounding areas and stuff like that. So top 8 qualified and did a similar kind of thing to what the Masters is. So actually, it's a knockout all the way through for this. So I managed to come second in that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Good.
Yeah,
so I got to the final.
With some nice sportsmanship as well.
Yeah. I managed to. Yeah, so second in sports, I thought was quite nice to come away with out of all that.
Definitely awesome.
But I had three genuinely good games. Like the one against Ricky at the end was like something that I'd not expected at all.
Yeah,
because all the knights and stuff like that flying around with Sail's spell.
Yeah,
something that I hadn't even considered at that point because Sail had totally changed from the last time that I'd actually played against him and stuff like that. I had a really interesting game against Laurie and his Sylvaneth. Really good close game all the way to the end. And another one right at the beginning of the day against Tom Hutchins. He took a really really renegade Stormcast list with I forget what it is. I think it's called like the Thunder Echelon, with the one with the.
That is definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's the one with the Tempestors and the Fulminators. As a formation, and they buff each other. In certain ways and stuff like that. Yeah, but it was a totally really weird deployment and stuff like that. He ended up dropping his army in 4 pockets in all the corners of the table. Yeah. And it was just like, now what are my paladins going to hit now? That's not very fair.
I mean, that is a good way to do it. Like, I like that a lot.
But no, I really liked the format.
Yeah.
The format was awesome because obviously it was just it was a knockout.
Yeah.
All the way through. So it was just something that was really fun. We just did it all in a day. Yeah. And everybody brought a competitive list, but it was just all a nice, good atmosphere.
Yeah, in good spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, really enjoyed that. Got second place in that and sports. So I was quite happy to come away with that.
Very cool, yeah. That's awesome.
Back to you.
Back to me. Okay. Is it just AOS stuff we're going to talk about now?
Well,
yeah, actually, better save it for the Trump.
We don't do another podcast for the system.
Let's not do that. Well, I've been continuing work on the Nurgle stuff.
Yes.
So I've got my Rotagus painted out, finished that the other day.
Looks cool.
Cheers. So that's we've got that all done. So I look forward to having a full game with that.
Yeah,
so we've got basically left for the list that I want to run. The models I've got left are the Lord of Affliction, which is the Pusgoyle character. The finish off the Lord of Blights, which is an absolutely stunning model.
That's the new character on foot with a big fly shield.
It's
awesome.
It's really nice to paint as well. It's a really, really characterful model. It's one of those things where, like I said a lot about the Primaris Marines, where it's got the perfect amount of detail. Like, it's not super overload. Like, I admit I've got quite a short attention span and patience when it comes to models. So if it's got too much stuff going on, I'll tend to get a bit bored with it, and then I'll just never paint it. Where this has, like, I can do nice bursts with it. Like, I'll concentrate on, like, the skin at this time, and then I'll do the armour the next time. And there's just enough for me to keep in the game kind of thing with it. So I pretty much just got him down to doing the weathering parts.
Okay,
which is the bit I enjoy the most. So I'm looking forward to getting that and having him finished. Unit of 10 controversial plague bearers. Like, taking Twitter by storm. Almost like
I can't believe, Gary, in this break that we took, just how gamey you've become. I have to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
I fully admit I'm looking to take that top spot again. I've won one event and I've got that taste for it now.
10 plague bearers, mate.
10 plague.
Who takes 10?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean they are small. They're on.
Do you want to explain what you've done?
Yes,
I think we're just going off on.
Yeah. So I've got we're going to talk about in a later episode, but we started a path to kind of a modified Path to Glory campaign at our local store, and what I wanted to do is have like a characterful unit to kind of be like this Nurgle mercenary unit, and the story, I haven't fully fleshed it out yet, but the story behind it is that there was a kind of like a Nurgle Marauder Lord,
right?
That's desperate for demonhood, and it was basically just starting to annoy Nurgle, So he gave them demonhood, but by turning them into nurglings. And so it's like, there you go, you're demons now.
So they're 10 different nurglings.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like his pirate warband.
Oh, right, okay.
So he was desperate for them to all become demons.
Right.
So they did, but they've become nurglings instead. So I've used a lot of the nurglings you get with the new Nurgle characters.
Yes.
So I've got the chosen one is my Plaguebearer champion.
Yeah.
Then I've got the sassy singing nurgling as my musician, and then I was lucky enough to get one of the nurglings off of the Mortarion set.
Yes.
Which is kind of like he's the standard, the icon bearer.
Yeah.
And then the rest are kind of like you've got like the Glotling in there, and like the wizard that you get from the Great Unclean One as well, and then like my favourite ones from the Plaguebearer kit.
Yes.
So they're all on 32s. So they're on the correct size.
Stop trying to justify it.
But I mean it's perfect because there's loads of rocks at our local game store, so I can just hide them behind them.
Can't believe you.
Yeah, to be clear, that is not what I'm gonna do. But I've really enjoyed doing that unit. That's been like
they do look cool, fun. And I did genuinely enjoy the uproar that you managed to cause on Twitter.
Yeah, controversial.
That was great. But like quickly going back to your Great Unclean One,
yeah,
you've used a couple of paints and a couple of techniques that I've not seen before. Which is the Tamiya ones, the Tamiya clear yellow and the red and the smoke. Yes,
so it's I've kind of been always on the lookout for a good like blood/gore effect, and Tim Fisher has always been quite the always preaches about maybe not preaches,
that's advocate
for of the Tamiya clear red and smoke mix. So these are two different paints by Tamiya, which it's Tamiya clear as well is the actual type. It's red is one and smoke's the other. So red, as you may have guessed, is red.
What?
And smoke's kind of like a grey, dark grey black.
Cool.
And you kind of mix them. If you really want to go over the top, you can do different mixes.
Sure.
So it gets darker to lighter.
Okay.
But you can kind of mix them together to make the whatever shade of red you want.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's so cool. Like I really like Blood Full of Blood God. Like I think it's been a really nice paint, and it's like it works really well. It's much easily to pick up and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's almost that the Tamiya mix has more texture to it. So I've been using that, and he also recommended like if you want to do more like gory, lumpy bits.
Yeah, this is the really cool bit, isn't it?
Just kind of leave it to set on your palette for a few minutes, and then go back to it, and you can kind of agitate it with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
And it becomes like becomes like lumpy, clotted blood.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. It's like, wow, that's real, and it's so quick. It's
it does give you such a good effect and stuff like that. Like, you showed me a few photos of how it works, and it is I'm definitely going to pick it up and try it out.
Yeah, they're really good. And I've also used Tamiya Clear Yellow for kind of like any boils. So they've just been kind of like a Screaming Skull pallid witch flesh to start with.
Yep.
Literally just a blob of Tamiya Clear Yellow over the top.
Okay.
And then I think it's Krieg Khaki or something like that.
Oh, it's the Rotting Flesh equivalent, isn't it?
It's the Edge.
Krieg Khaki.
Yeah, it's the Edge, one of the new Edge paints. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's the old version was Rotting Flesh. Yeah. But it's just like a tiny dot on top to kind of bring it out, and that I think's worked really well.
It has. It's really broken up the model and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really, just. Really I think I'll just use that as boils on pretty much anything now. And
so, do you, out of curiosity, not using the paints before, do you like water these down, or do you just use them straight from the pot?
I've not watered them down. You definitely want to put them on a palette first,
right?
So like because they come out and they're really thick.
Okay.
So they come out as you expect thick, but if you put it straight onto the model, I mean you can do it and it just becomes more textured.
Sure.
But I'd suggest putting on a palette first and do it, especially if you've not used them before. Just put them bit by bit on to build up the texture rather than going straight for it.
No, makes sense.
But I would also use like one of your older brushes, because you can wash it out with water and all that, but it still can't, because it's so thick. It's still
stain the bristles a little bit.
It's almost like using it once is using your paintbrush about 10 times.
Okay.
It kind of just has like an aging effect on it quite quickly. Like
very nurgly.
Yeah, it just wears it down quite. I found quite. So I've just used old brushes on it. I mean, I'd probably be fine if you use, because I've started using that Masters paint soap, brush soap, which is just, if you're not using it, go stop this and just buy some.
Godsend.
Like, it's so good. It's so good. Like, it's crazy, especially after, like, you guys got me those way nicer.
Yeah, the Windsor and Newton ones.
Ones. Like, it's been so helpful to keeping them in order. But yeah, I did pick up the clear green because I thought that could be quite cool. It's very. I'm sure some people really like it. It just wasn't for me. Like, I think potentially you could probably do it over kind of like tentacly appendages.
I was going to say, do you think it's more a case of it's because the colour palette that you were using didn't suit it, as opposed to you didn't like the paint itself?
Yeah, I mean, I do also think the colour is going to be. You're going to have to really want to use that shade. Okay. It's like I'll show you afterwards. It's like it's quite an odd shade. Yeah. But I'm sure it will have its app, and they're off eBay. It's fairly cheap. I'm sure, it might have its applications, but I actually prefer Nurgle's Rot, the GW one, for the application that I wanted to use it for. But on him as on Rotagus as well, I was kind of one of our club mates, Dave. Mm-hmm. He did a work in progress shot of his Great Unclean one that looked amazing. And he had like his eyelids, his lower eyelids were blue, like a really striking blue. And I said to him straight away, I was like, I'm stealing that. I was like, that looks great. So I've done the kind of octopus demon on Roticus's arm.
Is that the same colour?
It's not the same colour, but I just really like the blue, like as a contrast to the other Nurgly colours.
Right, fair enough.
So the palette was different on Roticus to his. Yeah, his has gone for like a classic green. Yeah. But I really liked the contrast, and I thought it would probably work. Yeah, and it was really. I've used Thousand Suns blue. Okay, and then I think Araman is the next one. But
that's the highlight.
Yeah, I did Thousand Suns Colia green shade. Okay, then that, and then again, super useful the paint app. Yeah, because I was kind of like,
what's the highlight colour?
What highlight should? And it suggested, and I love it, Frisian Grey, which I wouldn't have chosen.
Yeah, I've seen that used a hell of a lot more. I know it sounds really weird, but it is, because it's a blue-grey, it is just a great, real top highlight for any blue colour. Yeah. Because it says Fenrisian Grey on it, I just don't make that connection sometimes.
No, it was really good for it. And I did a thing that I've not done for a while, which is mix paints. So I'm like, what? I know, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I kind of did that for a couple of stages, and then just did... there's a few boils on the tentacles, which I just did as a dot of Frisian Grey. So I really like him. He's I think I look forward to putting him together with the whole army. So yes, I kind of wanted it is. I think it is going to be like a Marmite thing a bit with him, because it's very, very contrasting colours for the skin. But I wanted that because my Nurgle army isn't really as much a painting project as it is an army I wanted to get on the table and still look decent. Yeah. And I think he will catch your eye still on the table. Oh, definitely. Because he's a massive model, and I've kind of, in my Nurgle army, I've got that green and the pallid flesh. Yeah, as the two main colours.
Oh, who's the maggot guy that you've got? I forget. Like the Maggot Lord. That's him. Yeah. So his beast is the same colour.
Yeah, yeah. Right? And I thought, as I'm not running him anymore, because it's fucking awful.
Why?
Yeah, I know.
Why, Gary? Why?
Maybe it's just me. I should stop blaming characters. There's nothing wrong with Weetabix. It's but yeah, yes, because I want, and lots of people commented on that model in my army, because it contrasts a lot to the rest, which is all pretty much the Death Guard green. Mm-hmm. I thought that's a good swap out. Yeah. Then, and to be fair, I want to do the Thrice Befoulment as well, the Great Unclean One battalion.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll probably do him. This is actually the same plan as when I was going to do the 3 Magath Lords. Right. Where I'll do him that colour. I've done him that colour. And then... I've already done
Spoiler
it. Spoiler, I've done it. And then I'll do one of the Great Unclean Ones, the classic Death Guard greeny colour. Yes. And then one of them more of like the human flesh tone. So like kind of like normal flesh. Okay. But then what I was thinking...
Well, like that grey colour, because you have painted some other Nurgle models recently that is kind of a grey.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that will work on a large scale.
Okay.
Because it's very much, it works with the fine detail stuff. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to do it like as a big, well, basically it's a big fat man. But yeah, but what I was thinking of doing is doing the boils on that a different colour, and then using the Tamiya yellow in the folds. Oh, so it's got like this kind of pussy yellow, you know, almost like jaundiced look coming out of it, all the ripples as something a bit different.
Yeah, that could look cool. Yeah,
but yeah, it's been there was because it's so much of one block colour, so it's all the flesh, and I wasn't sure on the flesh when I was doing it, so I was like, I had to stop starting with him, and I just wasn't sure. I got to a point where I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore, so I left him for. Sorry, we've got a ghost in the room. Amy very kindly tried to close the door. And, hi, Amy.
Oh, amazing. So, Stormcast update.
Yes. Stormcast update.
Lightning update. So yeah. Astral Templars.
Yeah.
No.
Nah. Fuck them off.
Not for me.
No.
I'll go with the gold ones, please.
Yes. Yes. And this is really good because I constantly go back to painting Hammers of Sigmar, and now it's just like I don't have to do them now because you'll be using them, and that's awesome. They deserve representation.
I like for some like it's one of these things of kind of like I don't dislike Ultramarines, but I've never considered even painting Ultramarines because they're the poster boys, right?
Yeah.
And it seems to be the Hammers of Sigmar are essentially that for Age of Sigmar, right? So it wasn't until I actually sat down and I ended up painting some the Blight War Stormcast for our local gaming store.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it was just really, really fun to paint. Partly, I have to be honest, because you don't have to pick out all the trim.
Yeah. Like, when you said that, I was just like, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, you do all the trim a different colour on yours. Like, no wonder you've not got loads of it like done. It's
like that combined with the fact that I'm just a lazy hobbyist kind of comes in.
I think you did like. I think if you're doing them to like the few that you got done, looks really nice, but to get them to that standard must be a fucking chore when you have to pick out all the trim a different colour and that.
Yeah, so it's...
And it's not in a spray can.
And it's not in a spray can. So, hence another good bonus.
Yeah.
Retributor Armour Spray.
It's
yes,
just,
please.
I love how, like, gold has become, like, gone from being an arse to just the easiest colour to do. Because it's like, I love the spray, and Retributor Gold as an actual pot paint is awesome, and just like combined with the gloss paints, the gloss shades,
gloss washes,
and now one of my favourite colours, Liberator Gold. It's like I really like as well that you really can put as much or as little effort in. You can probably just spray it, wash it, pick up the edges, and it looks fine. Like tabletop looks absolutely cool. Like I would more than happily say that's my army. But you obviously added a few more. I can add a few more stages in there just to to make them look really nice.
So what I actually did is I mixed. I think it is Darren Latham who does the Silver Skulls. The Stormcast, not the Storm, but the Space Marine, the Primaris stuff. Yeah. That is washed with half known oil gloss.
Oh, I think I remember you saying about this, yeah.
So that gives a really cool effect that he actually doesn't seem to... I don't think he highlights it. Don't quote me on that one, but I think the effect in itself is...
enough
that he doesn't even actually go back and highlight it. And they looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I saw that there was other conversations going on about like, does it work with the other glosses?
Yeah.
So I decided that on the over the gold spray, I did another watered down version of Retributor at the pot, just to kind of give it a more rich gold. Yeah. And then I just did half and half of the Reichland over the top of it. And it just gives such a good finish.
It's one of those wings that I think I probably got it on just before you, but we kind of both jumped on the glosses at the same time. And they're just so good.
They're
really
just
so useful. And I remember you saying about I still need to buy. I want to buy 2 pots of Agrax.
Right.
Like a normal one and a gloss one to just mix them.
Yes.
Because the effect just. I mean, all the times I've used the gloss so far has been in times where I'm fine with them being glossy.
Yeah.
Like that's fine, and
at least you haven't not wanted them to be matte at that point. You accidentally put the gloss on.
Yeah, exactly. But even like the matte stuff that lots of cloth and that, I still use the gloss wash.
Right. Okay.
Because I just love how it works. It works so much differently to the normal.
Yeah, I get you.
Taking Agrax as the example.
Yeah.
If you use that on like armor, it tends to go into the recesses rather than leaving a layer on top.
Yeah.
Almost, or if it obviously does leave a layer, but it changes the shade very slightly.
Yes. Yeah.
Where if you would put normal Agrax on, it just coats the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know, sometimes you want that effect.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough. But most of the time, like, if I'm doing, like, robes or cloaks, I can just do one all-over gloss, and then it kind of... It's also, I found, which is kind of probably a bit of a backwards way of doing it, but where it's shiny, when I go and then highlight all the folds in robes and that, it gives you a really good guide. Because you've seen the matte of the paint. Yeah. Kind of, you can see exactly how you're working with the robes and folds. And then I just matte varnish it at the end anyway, so I get rid of the gloss.
Okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. I never really even considered that, to be honest.
But I've completely taken over your story.
It's fine.
Of me liking
it's fine. So I painted up some the Blightwall bits and pieces. Really enjoyed doing that. So painted up some Paladors, which honestly are some of the they're just really fun to paint. They're really nice. They're a nightmare to build.
I've heard a few people say it. Yeah,
but their feet are in 3 pieces. Their feet.
Yeah,
their feet in 3 pieces.
But your Paladors do look spot on. They're so nice.
I was happy with how they came out.
The Griff Chargers look so good.
Yeah,
they genuinely love. They just look so cool.
So that's kind of inspired me to just do Hammers of Sigmar instead. Yeah. So I've gone ahead and got another 5 Retributors halfway done, 5 Liberators and 5 Judicators all at the same stage now and stuff. Yeah. So just going on with getting those done up again pretty much. So it's kind of back to square one, but because I'm able to do them out of essentially spares. They weren't spares, but they were excess.
I mean, it's one of those things where I hear lots of Marine players doing the same thing. Like, I'm going to do a new army. It's Marines, but a different.
I'm
like, that seems pretty weird to me. But you've just got a spare Stormcast army. It's like, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna build the Hammer Strike again. Yeah. And then I'm gonna start kind of going into more of the the Chris Martin or the the Les TM builds. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. No. Cool.
Sorry, ping pong back to you.
Yes, I think what did we mention? The Shadespire event I went to.
Yes,
so Bag of Holding, our local store, they held their first Shadespire event. So even with a few dropouts, it was still at, I think, 12 players.
That's good, isn't it?
So yeah, it was cool. It was it was a fun event, but it was very, very tiring.
Yeah.
Because it was, I think they did 1 hour, 50 minutes for a full free best of 3.
Yeah.
And they ended up doing 4 games, which I think they're going to change now to just 3 games.
It's definitely,
that's
enough.
It was
it?
Everyone I played was really cool. Mm-hmm. But because you're playing kind of new warbands that you're not used to, it takes that extra bit of brain power to keep up with everything.
Yeah, I think you can do 3 games, I think, and then even if you need it or if you want it, you can have a first, second, third, fourth playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, so at most you will play is 4 games.
Yeah, that sounds like sensible. But it was still playing people I've not played before, which is kind of a reason why I like events.
Yeah,
it was really cool. So the fact that I hadn't played Shadespire in about 2-3 months, I say he was doing the deck list the night before. It was the deck that I hadn't played with for 3 months. I think I swapped out 1 card, And I was like, yeah, this will be fine. Like, I'm going to come last, but this will be fine.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming second.
Yeah,
so
it's a really good result, mate.
Yeah, I was really happy with that. And some tough games as well. But the guy who ended up winning it, Tom, he had a really cool objective scoring based Uruk warband.
Right.
So it was all about holding the objectives, and he had lots of like the shadow key and stuff like that.
It's like something that I haven't seen really before.
Yeah, I mean, no one had that day. It was like, oh, okay.
Surprise.
It was just talking to him about it was really interesting because I think he said he originally was using a Stormcast warband and doing the same thing.
Okay.
And then he was like, if I use the orcs, then I've got an extra person to grab objectives, and if you hit me and I'm still there, I'm going to hit you back harder.
Yeah, sure.
And he kind of just used, is it Gerzag?
Gerzag's like the leader of the warband.
Yeah, so he used the boys just to grab objectives, and he just boys. He just charged Gerzag forward every time.
Yeah,
to just mesh it
super
up.
hitty.
Yeah, because it's like that's really cool because he's just.
So you just keep powering him up. Any glory he got, it would be spent on upgrades on him.
Yeah, he kind of because he was generating so much glory. He was just,
what a nightmare.
Yeah, he was fucking Oprah in the upgrade cards. Like, everyone got one. But, so he kind of had the standard things you see on Gerzag, so stuff like Unkillable and...
Yes.
Great Fortitude, stuff like that.
Yeah, all like the great strength and all that.
Yeah, all that went on him, but then on the orcs, the normal orcs, you had like the shadow key.
Yeah.
And like swiftness, so they could run between objectives quicker.
Sense, yeah.
And like that, is it the shard caller?
The one that switches the objectives
out and stuff like that. Yeah, and,
that's a great card. I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, so it's just it was one of those things as well. It was quite funny that I know not to play defensively with my warband. And I still do sometimes, and I just lose so badly when I do. It's just like, I don't know why I feel like I need to do it. But when I just run up and hit stuff, it's fine. It's like, it just works really well. But yeah, so second was cool.
Yeah.
Like, that was fun.
Got some cool prizes, yeah?
Coming TBC. I'm really excited now to actually try the Skaven. Because I'm going to be honest, going into the event, I was kind of like, I prefer just to be playing AOS today.
Right, okay.
Like, I was really not down on Shadespire, but just I hadn't played it in so long.
Yeah, we've got a bit of an AOS buzz going
exactly,
on right now
which we'll talk about in a later episode again. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's kind of like, I just really don't want to do this today. Yeah. It was also a really like horrible rainy day and stuff like that, and it's like
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is perfect, but it's still like, I'm like, I would not be doing this. But as I played, it's like, no, this is a cool game, and I'm excited to... I kind of gone from 0 to 10 with the Skaven.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't bothered about them at all, and was just going to pick them up for the cards.
Yeah.
But the community website... the article on them,
it's almost like they're really good at hyping their products and selling them to you. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's basically when a new GW product comes out, I'm like 98% guaranteed to buy it. This just fills that 2% out. But a lot of like the combos that they're suggesting with them and that, it's like that sounds really cool. Yeah. So I think if I'm gonna continue, because it's kind of, I was talking on the day to a couple of people where. The problem is, like, with all collectible style games that I've played, if you don't kind of keep up with the snowball, it has an almost reverse snowball effect. Where if I'm not that bothered about it, I probably won't pick up every release.
Yeah.
But if I don't pick up every release, I'm not going to get the new cards.
Yes.
And then when I play, as soon as I play someone with a full kitted out deck, and get stomped, I'm not going to enjoy it. And then the reverse snowball happens. I start becoming less interested in the game.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And it's one of those things where it's...
I've heard of that happening quite a lot with games like Netrunner and all that
exactly. Well, it literally happened with me with Netrunner. It's like we fell so behind with the cycle. And it's a shame because I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
But fell so behind with the cycles that it was like, it's not... And then I think by the time we ended up playing... the cycle that we were using were out. Yeah. So it's like all had like a deadline, the first deadline had come in. It's like, shit, we just can't play this with these cards now. But now I've kind of got it back a little bit. I think you're using gonna use the chosen axes.
Fire Slayer stuff, yeah.
And we'll probably talk about another time. But the models are mental
They're
detail,
awesome,
aren't they?
they?
But we were just there. It was funny because obviously it's that kind of game. It's trying to represent, but it reminded me of when I used to buy magic boosters and being like, oh, what have you got? What have you got?
Nerd.
Sorry. Spoiler. A peek behind the curtain there. But we were just looking at the sprues going like, these are crazy detailed.
Yeah.
And I thought the Stormcast bases were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Reaver ones weren't that bothered about.
Yeah.
All the ones since I weren't that bothered about.
I'd say
Both of these are really cool.
I
think the Skaven one is actually my favourite one because it just has like a rat.
The rat's peeking, crawling under the vents, peeking out, cheeky little rat on the base.
Little rat. But they're really cool.
They are really good.
So I'm excited to try those out.
Back to me.
Yeah, back. Boom.
Bink. Right, so kind of carrying on the use of the Vanguard kind of Stormcast, I went to another event that Chris ran, which was a skirmish event down at Dogger HQ.
Yeah.
And I'd not actually played an awful lot of skirmish.
Yeah.
I took a warband that had so it was in ever increasing kind of renown across the 3 games that we played in the evening. And I think there was 8 to 10 of us. I can't remember exactly how many now, but it was just a really good night. Like all the guys from Doggers, like Chris, Ricky, Matt. They were like most people were there. And then you've got. So I had a Palador, a couple of guys with Hurricane crossbows, a couple of Vanguard hunters, and a Lord Celestin. But I was using Neve as the Lord Celestin.
It fits flow, doesn't it? I don't think no one's going to quibble with it.
No, exactly. So, using that warband, it was just quite fun, really. I didn't think it was overly powerful, but like the warband looked quite nice. I was quite proud of how it looked. The main thing that I took away from it actually is obviously how everybody's warband looked that evening. Yeah. Like honestly, everybody's warband was fully painted and really nice and deserving of a painting nomination at other events.
Yeah, that's really cool because it's just looking at it, I feel like Chris always covers it well on his
he does on
Twitter, and I because of work I couldn't make it, but it just all the warbands look super sweet.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's always nice to see. I think in general our tournament group represents quite well, which is nice. Like all the armies tend to look really nice.
Definitely.
So it's I've enjoyed skirmish more and more, and I'm looking forward to playing it under the malign portents. Stuff because that's pretty cool. Like I like really the fact that you can have your harbinger in there as well. Yeah, like that's really cool.
Yeah, but I three good games of that as well against Paul, Dave, and Ricky. Really just cool different scenarios.
Yeah.
And it was what was really nice as well was Chris told me at the end there that I ended up actually like Matt won the painting with his really nice Zinch warband that I think he's painting for their his podcast Pro Painted From Ember to Inferno campaign. So if you haven't check that out, I think they use the hashtag From Ember to Inferno on Twitter. So his warband won that. I think it's really, really cool. And then I got a couple of votes which would have put me into second, which for me, painting votes and stuff like that, I was like, that's really cool. I really like that.
It's funny because lots of people I've talked to have been like, Andy can paint. It's like, he can, he just doesn't get stuff finished. He's very good at painting, he just doesn't get stuff finished. It's like when you did the Space Wolf Primaris model, I was like, that's really sweet. I forgot that you do paint really well. It's just you don't finish stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like I got a real short attention span.
But they did deserved it as well. They're really sweet. They're really cool.
So like loads of like really cool little events and stuff like that I've just been able to do. Yeah, like local events, nothing massive, but just really good chill out events.
It fits well with my kind of backing off of events for this year and doing more light-hearted stuff and like campaign stuff and stuff like that. It fits when Skirmish is just a cool game. Yeah, like I think it works really well.
Yeah, definitely. Right, back to you.
Oh shit.
Well, there's one that we've maybe kind of like jointly done, and that's kind of like we've been listening to a couple of audiobooks and stuff like that, haven't we?
Yeah, that's true.
Audible's been really good to us now.
Yes,
and it's got a load of AOS stuff in it.
Yeah, so you sent me basically with their recommendation thing, the Autumn Prince.
Yes.
Which was, I think it's Andy Clark. I think it's the author for that.
Sure.
That is a stab in the dark. That is, but there we go.
Because why not?
Let's go with that. Apologies if that's
Andy,
wrong.
because there's someone called Andy sat in front of you, and Clark because it's probably just a reasonably generic name in the UK.
I mean,
so we're going
I was going to go with Smith or Clark. But that was really cool. It's like a really short one, isn't it? Like 20 minutes, half hour? Or
yes. Yeah, it is. It's by Guy Haley.
Ah, okay. Has Andy Clark done any Shadespire stuff?
I have no idea.
No? Okay.
But it says it's by Guy Haley, so...
Well, there we go.
Accurate as always.
Yes, yeah, thank you for fucking dictionary corner.
The more you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're like we said about the other Shadespire one, it's hard to get into it without, like, spoiling any of it. But
yes.
I think it's worth picking up. It's a couple of quid. I think both of the shades, but that and A Place of Reflection.
Yeah, they're both like under half an hour, like 20 minutes to half an hour worth of content for both of them. And honestly, like, it gives a much better feel to the setting of Shadespire. Yeah. There's another one which is A Place of Reflection.
Yeah.
Which out of the two of them, I think I prefer.
Yeah.
And it is very hard to describe it. So obviously talking about it on a podcast was a genius idea.
It's worthwhile, yeah.
But I think honestly, I enjoyed it enough to give it a shout out because it just kind of sums up in 20 minutes what it must be like to be trapped in Shadespire.
Yeah, yeah. And I think with a lot of the new, it's quite cool where like the new books kind of talk about Shadespire as well. Because I'm not sure if it's in Malign Portents or in Legions of Nagash, where it talks about Nagash sitting on a shade glass throne.
Right, yeah,
it's that's really cool, because he's like, fuck you guys, I'm having this. Like, I'm having some shade glass.
What I love about that is also and we'll talk about this in later episodes maybe, but like with the whole Malign Portents setting, Legion of Nagash, shade glass is just a thing now, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not just a Shadespire thing. It is within Age of Sigmar as well, and you're just hearing more and more about it, and it's just becoming more intertwined. And I really like what they're doing with it.
It is really cool. But yeah, I've been listening to Call of Archaon.
Yes,
that's really good. I mean, I recommend that to spend your credit on because I think it's normally about 18 quid. So spending
they are normally quite expensive.
Yeah, so like spending the credit on that is worthwhile.
Definitely.
But it's really cool. Like especially there's quite a lot of it like based around some Nurgle dudes.
Yeah.
So that's quite handy. There's a really cool one with they're kind of but to get into it, they're like lots of short stories.
Yes.
Combined under one arc called Call to Archaon.
One arc. Aeon.
Archaon. Where's Susie Dent when I need her? So so that's cool. So it's like you get some nice things, and the Nurgle one is kind of what I'm basing some of my, because the guy's warband's called the Black Thumb.
All right.
So it's kind of like a gardening thing.
Okay,
Thumb, but they're rotting. So, and it's just like the description of him gardening, and it's like he's using his pitchfork on the soil and he hits something hard and he pulls it up and it's like a corpse.
Right.
And he basically turns it over into the soil, so it's kind of like crop rotation, but with corpses. It's just like, that's really cool. Like horrible, but really cool.
That's sweet.
But that's really enjoyable.
Yeah. I've been doing the same with, I've actually gone back to, because I read it, I read most of the Realm Gate Wars as books.
Yeah.
But now I've got an Audible subscription. I thought I'd kind of like relive it through all the audiobooks that they've done. So I've started back at Warstorm now.
Yeah. Is that the one where Vandus first comes down?
Yes. So so it's set just after the Gates of Azir book. So they've re-established the connection to Azir in the Realm of Fire, and now Vandus is hunting Korgus Call back to his the Pyramid of Skulls that he's created. And then that's split into 3 books as well, and I'm currently on the second one of that, the Blade Storm bit. And it's just it's like again, like going back to the fact that I'm now painting Hammers of Sigmar, I'm just like, this is very cool. Just enjoying it a lot more now as well. So it's really cool.
It's been nice as well because Bag of Holding, Matt the manager, kind of.
That's the friendly local game store that we've been referencing, by the way. Just not an actual like D&D item.
Yeah, not a D&D. We've got him onto the Hunt for Nagash series.
We have, with Sassy Von Carstein.
Yeah, it kind of has done the same thing to him that it did to us. Just makes you really pumped for AOS.
Yeah.
I genuinely recommend that series to anyone if you haven't listened to it. It's just, all of it is just really well done. Like, the story's really cool. The voices, I think, are all perfect, which is one of the things that sometimes gets me with audio dramas or audio books, when the voices aren't quite...
Not like the Blood Secretor.
Yeah, like the Blood Secretor, I don't
Stupid
enjoy.
Blood
Yeah, that's like... Corn should have killed him a long time ago. But,
he should care where the blood flows.
Yeah.
And it should be from him.
It should be out of his neck. But, I think all the characters there are really spot on with their voices, and it's just a really cool series.
Yeah.
So, I'd always massively recommend that one. So...
Right.
Anything else?
I think that's kind of it. I'm good with an update there, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think that pretty much covers everything. So, sponsors then.
Yes.
Again, I guess. So, obviously, Mierce Miniatures, mierce-miniatures.com, and
elementgames.co.uk. Go check them out for 20-25% off all your AOS goodness.
Sweet. Well, contact. We have not done this for a long time.
Let's see how this goes.
You can get us on our email at ageofsigbrah@gmail.com. You can also get us on Twitter and Instagram with @AgeofSigbrah, and Facebook.com/AgeofSigbrah.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'm going to start putting more stuff on Instagram now. So first step was texting Andy to ask what our login details
what the password was.
I was like, I've got no idea.
To be fair, I was the wrong one to own the password for a hobby update basis.
Yeah. I was like, right, I'm taking this password back. So follow us on there as well. I'm going to try as much as possible to kind of put... What I'll probably try and do is put, when I do hobby stuff, put the finished... work in progress on Twitter, and loads more finished article stuff on Instagram. Yeah, it's obviously more photo led.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be trying to make more use of social media other than Twitter.
Yeah.
Not that we're not going to be using Twitter. Well, I probably still will remain not using Twitter. But
Twitter, it's the fact that Twitter's the easiest one to use. So exactly. We use it a lot, and obviously the communities, we're all established, talking to
definitely
a lot of awesome people on there, so it's kind of social media on easy mode.
But I think Facebook and Instagram, we're going to try to be giving them some more love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll say yes to Facebook, but we'll see what happens. I still always, when I get a notification saying someone's following our page, going, oh, bless them. Sorry about that.
We will try.
Yeah, we changed the logo.
Yeah.
Change the cover photo. What fucking more do people
Updates.
want? Yeah, come on.
Firing at you.
We Facebook good. We hope you enjoyed our comeback episode. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, everyone. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. Last bit done straight away.
Wait, it's like we've forgotten how to do this.
Yeah, that's perfect for the end. Fucking hell.